This is Drew from Arrowbrick Gaming, and I definitely do not listen to Discard to Reroll.
Touch roll trash, Daddy.
I won't roll trash.
That thing looks dangerous, man. Poorly made. The little kid made it.
Then you don't have to look at it anymore.
I'm 90% sure Matt is Kylo Ren.
Hey everybody, this is Agent of Zion from Artificery. I really don't listen to any Destiny podcasts, but top of the list of the ones that I don't listen to, Discard to Reroll.
Hey, this is Bobby Sapphire from the Hyperloops, and I legit never listen to Mr. Chip on Discard to Reroll.
Discard to Reroll.
It's Discard to Reroll. We're a podcast about a little dice and card game we all of us tonight like to call Star Wars Destiny. I'm your host, Mr. Chip. Thank you for listening. Tonight is, you talk about Night of Nights. You know, I know I've said it before. That you just really need to focus in on what this show is bringing you because there's some great guests, some great content. But tonight is the night. If you are driving, I strongly recommend you pull over to the side of the road. If you have children around you, put them to bed, throw them outside. It doesn't matter. Get your notebooks out. I need you to have something to write with, a Chromebook, whatever device you use, because tonight it's the Spark of Hope launch weekend. It came out, on Thursday? Friday, I think it came out. And we're going to talk about how some people broke the street date that you might know and love, and how they're going to get in trouble because we're going to bust them. We're going to tell on them. And we're joined by a bunch of people. So let's start with the usual suspects. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very fortunate that our friends over at Arrowbrick Gaming have allowed us to still continue to talk to this man. You know him and love him. He's the Thunder from Down Under, the one and only, Dragon Ball's only child. That's right, Julia. Ray, Naruto Maruto expert. It's Ray.
I haven't even bought any of that yet.
You did videos, the hottest. You run the Facebook group. How is it possible you didn't buy it? Do you know? Is it true or false? Does Ray Julia run the Facebook group for Naruto Boruto? Card game.
That is true.
So that is true. You actually run the group and you haven't bought it yet.
Yeah, these are all facts.
You told me about the Chrono Clash system. That's like this is going to change the way resources are divvied up in a card game.
Yeah, just not for me.
It's perfect.
If you're not going to do it for me.
If you're interested in running that Facebook group, Ray would be happy to sell it to you. It's on eBay right now. You can be the what do they call it? Webmaster, Facebook master. I don't even know. Ray, thanks for being here. We appreciate you giving up some of your evening.
I'm excited for tonight. We got, like you said, a lot of good guests, and we got great topic, which is a new set. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, interesting the way that this launched now on Fridays. It's going to be Thursdays or Fridays. Is it Thursdays now? It's going to be Fridays, Thursdays. It was because of the holiday, I think.
Spoiler alert! I didn't know the set came out because everyone had the cards, and I just didn't have access to them.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we're going to try to get you back into it. I heard you bought some things on eBay. We'll talk all about it, Ray. We're glad that you're here. We also have with us our call screener, the man who keeps the show afloat, the real brains behind the operation. It's Banana Crapshoot.
I'm a banana!
Josh, how are you?
I'm fine.
There he is. Josh, we're sorry.
Thanks. I'm glad I wasn't fired yet.
Yeah, we're sorry we bothered you. You can go back to what is it that you're doing over there?
Yep.
Okay, good. We got that going. Josh, did you get your Saga set? Has your Saga set arrived?
No, it hasn't arrived yet. I bought some loose packs just to have some Spark of Hope cards in my hand.
Loose packs to scratch the itch.
Yep. Opened them while driving.
Did they say, well, those are car packs. You got to have car packs. Did they say, give you any idea about shipping date?
They said they'd ship like a week after release.
Okay.
For the Saga set.
And if you don't mind, this is hopefully not like asking someone, how much they make a year. What does a Saga set run you?
It was $300 from Team Covenant, and that gives you 2 of every common, uncommon, and rare, and then 1 of each legendary.
So it's $200. Is it $299?
Yep, $299.
$299. I'm writing this down. $299. So if I bought 3 boxes, which is what, 80 something bucks a box from Team Covenant, so it's like $140, I think it was. It's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal when you think of it. Are you? How are you?
I didn't think so. And then I bought some, pre-ordered some of the singles of the other legendaries that I wanted 2 of.
Yeah, I got a story about that too, about the singles. Ray, where's my phone? I got to show you this, everybody, because we've got a couple of guests here tonight that I want to make sure we bring them on. But I want to just so people understand the relationship that goes on here behind the scenes of Discard or Reroll. I got a text from the Thunder. And
this could end me right now. I have no idea what he's going to say.
Here's what he tells me. I'll only read the clean ones, right? Here's what
Jeremy sucks.
Where is it here? He's telling me about deals. Was that in our joint text here?
Yeah, that was in. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? I got to find it.
Yoda's on sale.
Is that where it is? No, he was telling me about Cool Stuff Inc. It's the one about Cool Stuff. Well, the bottom line is Cool Stuff Inc. had a great deal on singles, correct? Ray, is that what was going on?
Yeah, it was all rares were 99 cents.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Here, this is Thunder. Cool Stuff has rares for 99 cents and uncommons for 39 cents pre-order. My response, nice. I immediately go to check. Now, 5 minutes later, but most of the good stuff is sold out. Great. That's what I get. My response is, hey, I've got a bunch of first printing No, that was Banana Crapshoot. My response was, hey, Toys R Us has Star Wars figures, the original ones for $1.50 each, new, in 1979. That was my response. Hey, good news. Michael Jordan rookie cards are $2.50 in 1985. Thanks, Ray. I was all excited. 99 cents a rare.
I hope you people understand how quickly he assesses that you did a bad job. 5 minutes. I thought I was all excited and I was letting my boys know, hey, I found a really great deal on Cool Stuff Inc. 5 minutes goes by. They don't have the cards I like. And then he berades me 10 more text messages.
They're gone.
They're all gone.
I was very upset. As you command. I was going to go ahead and get 5 of those right there. My Separatist embargoes, gone. My Younglings, gone. Hoth Troopers, gone. Name it. They were all gone. Well, I hope that... did you get your Yodas out of that, Ray? That you wanted to get?
I didn't, because Yoda was gone, too.
No, Yoda was gone. That was a great deal. Cool Stuff Inc., everyone. It's a great deal.
I had to hit the deep interwebs for my Yodas at a decent price.
Was that eBay that you got that?
Yes. That's what I use.
Tell everybody what the deal was. Go ahead.
I thought this was a good deal. For $35 total, I got 2 Yodas, 2 Jedi lightsabers, and 2 Admirals.
Okay, well there you go. People
right,
were
thanks, guys.
They're
Appreciate
overwhelmed with the positive response.
That sounds awesome.
So you ended up paying. How much was it again? 35.
Can you introduce our guests?
35.
They're just sitting there.
No, they're coming on. I want to set them up well because
$35 for all that.
I don't think that's bad.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's like $15 per Admiral, which I think is going to be one of the expensive legendaries. You know who's going to tell us about the legendaries? Are one of our guests here, because this guy. Let me tell you something. When you talk about Aphra continues, set by set, continues to get better. It started off as that legendary nobody wanted, but there was one guy who I'd listen to their little podcast out of New Jersey. He'd say, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this guy. Aphra is a good card. She's a good character. I'm going to make her work. And he would try all these different brews. And what happens? 3 wide wins Nationals. His deck, for the record. No credit. No credit goes to this guy. Then, you know what he does? The next meta rolls around. He's like, Tarkin's pretty good. I bet you if you put Tarkin with Snoke, that'd be a good pairing. Snarkin. This guy made it. You know how much credit he gets? Zip. This is what it sounded like. That's the credit he got. So now, we're going to bring him on to give you all the knowledge that you need. Oh, Shadowcaster. I remember I was sitting in my kitchen, cutting vegetables. And all of a sudden, they asked him, I think it was Scott from the Golden Dice, asked this guy. They said, what's the legendary you're most excited to pull? He says Shadowcaster. I don't even know what the hell a Shadowcaster is. But now I'm writing it down. I'm scrambling. Everybody needs Shadowcaster. Guess what comes out? Shadowcaster Reset. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not the Golden Dice podcast. It's the Tommy podcast. It's Tommy from Golden Dice. Tommy, how are you?
I don't know. I think I could die happy after that intro. That was ridiculous.
But it's
That was
the truth.
completely unwarranted,
It's
but
the
I
truth.
appreciate it.
You were on it. Let's be honest. You were on Afra before the card even was released. You were on Afra.
I was on no, because I actually didn't think Afra was great in Legacies. It was only after Way of the Force dropped and 000 and
Yeah.
the Hailfire tank and things like that. The pieces started to come together. But yeah,
I'm selfish. I want to know what legendaries we need to buy, because the guy I actually have a guest who's in studio who said he wasn't going to say anything anymore since the last time we podcast together, which was 150 years ago. But he heard that Tommy was coming on. He's like, I've got to talk to Tommy because he's the guy I dragged into PAX. He's the guy who I convinced to play Star Wars Destiny because I knew he would love it. And then he ends up buying like case after case of product, more so than I do. And he's actually become a better player. He's I don't know if anyone's familiar with his work. He's formerly the regulations executive of the Dugout Sports Cards and Comics, but now all he does is play Destiny and sit in my basement. It's Zachary Thomas Anderson. Zach, thanks for joining us.
Hi. Hey.
It's been a long time since you've been on the podcast.
I'm actually not here for you.
Okay.
I'm actually here for all the other guys here.
I know that's true.
I'm geeking out right now.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for having me come over to Chip's basement to hear about your cool recommendations, Tommy. Tommy was, hands down, one of the nicest guys from Golden Dice at PAX Unplugged.
Yes.
Like, Tommy was like really friendly, and I was just like, oh man, this guy's awesome. And then he saw my stupid Palp deck and he's just like, he was really encouraging about it. Made me feel like I was really like a really cool guy.
What was it, Palp who?
Shut up.
No,
it was Super Battle Droid. Palp Super Battle Droid.
Oh yeah.
Palp, but it was Palp 2.
Palp 2.
Palp 2. And Tommy and I had him on. Shut up, Ray.
Yeah, it's Ray.
And Ray and Josh, both of you guys, Banana, Thunder, you guys, I got to tell you right now, I feel like I'm the fan right now. Like I won a contest, and I get to come sit here and watch you guys dump all over Chip.
Yeah, good.
And this is like what I get to do at my local, and now I get to watch you guys do it digitally, and I love it. And I'm so appreciative of you guys letting me be here. I don't want to take away from all the smart things you guys have to say, but I will say that I'm a big fan, and right now I know that any other discard to reroller that's out there is envious of me because I get to watch you guys do your thing. So,
well, that's very nice.
Well, I touch everything that's down here in your basement.
He has touched a lot of things in my basement.
I do want to say I enjoy taking digital dumps. So that
I know you guys are so good at it. You guys, like I'm telling you guys have the formula figured out.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to wreck it. I just want to listen.
Well, I screwed it up because now instead of Spreaker, I heard the audio back in Spreaker and I was almost sick to my stomach. So it's on Twitch. I don't know, but I'll post it anyway live. So if anybody's still listening,
it's where all young people go.
You can join the Discord. I've got a link on the Twitch to join the Discord. It's free, and you get involved, and you end up having to talk to Josh. He'll get you set up, and you come on. And we've got some great stuff. We're going to talk about the poll. People were really responsive with the poll. I really appreciate everybody's feedback. We have we've got a few categories here of questions, and we've tallied the responses from strongest legendary to weakest legendary. We've got strongest overall card from Spark of Hope. This is weakest overall, the most overhyped, the card you're most excited for, and then a whole bunch of responses about what people think this meta will be defined as. And
everyone's wrong. I just want to let you guys know.
Is that where we're at, Ray, with this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ray, one of the things people were laughing about was Yoda. And I stuck up for you because, Ray, the truth is when all the lights are off and no one's watching and listening, Ray's the guy who gives me all the best advice that I could possibly want. And Ray said, Chip, don't sleep on Yoda, man. Don't sleep on Yoda.
He's got a 4-side, and Tommy could speak to this too because he played around with the character that had a 4-side, which was Lando. Anytime you have a 4-side, I don't even care what it is. It could be a 4 disrupt, it could be a 4 resources, 4 shields, 4 anything. They're bound to see some type of play. And I'm telling you, if he just doesn't run into that issue called time, you cannot kill him. You can't defeat the character. Like it's insane that the stuff that the guys at ABG have been throwing at me.
Oh, jeez, it didn't take long.
Yoda,
sakes.
Yoda has just been sticking around.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of those games went to time though, so that's a big thing.
All of them.
I worry about time and I worry about mill, and until the landscape changes away from a mill dominated meta, I mean, mill is you could argue that mill's like right in the ballpark for a top deck. and I don't think you have a way to weaponize your shields effectively against Mill yet.
We have a person that is an expert on weaponizing our shields. Josh, take it away.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
Ataru Strike.
The problem with Ataru
okay,
if Ataru Strike was a move that you could put under a card called Lightsaber Training, I'd be all on board. But because Ataru Strike is deck bound, it makes it pretty vulnerable to being discarded from the top of your deck and or your hand because you're required to get your dice in the pool before they rip it out of your hand.
I got a spicy pairing for you because we got into this part of the show already. It's going to be Yoda, Bail Organa.
Bail Organa.
Right?
I got to go back to my red cards. Jesus, I'm
going to throw down an Admiral, and I'm going to force Mill to deal with my Yoda resetting 3 times in a turn. That's what I'm going to do. And then if all else fails, I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to play Become 1, and I'm just going to take 5 cards out of your hand. Mr. Tommy, the now Mill player.
I'm not a Mill player. I just worry about
real defender over there.
I'm just saying I worry about the meta for Yoda. I think Yoda's cool. I think he's very thematic. I just don't think the time is right for Yoda right now.
A lot of cards go around. Let me read you Yoda. Yoda is a mystical mentor, by the way. He's got 12 health. Here's his die. No blanks, of course. 1 melee, 3 melee, 2 focus, 1 shield, 4 shield for a pay, and 1 resource. Character, Jedi, and leader. This character has +3 shield limit. And the text reads, this character's shields can be used to block damage dealt to apprentice characters. He's 14-18. Also, Bail Organa, which is the very weird art. He's the Alderaanian Senator. 10 health for this guy. 2 focus, 1 discard, 1 shield, 1 resource, and a special and a blank. He's a character leader. Decrease the cost of the first title you play each round by 1. There's your Admiral play, right, Ray? From 4 to 3. And his special ditty reads, choose a subtype, reroll any number of dice with that subtype. You may turn one of those dice to any side. There's Bail. So that's what? 18, 12. There's your 30 points.
There's my 30 points. Now I'm going back and forth with a bunch of different Yoda pairings. I just think he's super intriguing. There's so many things that you can do with him, but he does he has some of the shortcomings of, does he run into time? Yes, possibly. And that is true. Mill could present a real problem for him because you just have to control basically 2 dice. But the thing that I think sets Yoda apart is if you're able to reset him multiple times in a turn with the Admiral play, and that's why I feel like he needs red. Then you can definitely, I think, bridge the gap where you're basically taking an extra turn because he's your most productive character. So I've been messing around with Elite C-3PO just because he has good die sides that kind of facilitate making money and then focusing. I've messed around with a Gungan Warrior, a Youngling, Elite Yoda, and Lightsaber Mastery, which it's always trying to get that red in there because I think the Admiral play is super strong. But with Bail, I've been playing this Journal of the Wills card or Guardian of the Wills. It's a really kind of obscure card. It's an upgrade. It is a title, so that's why I was let me throw this in here. And it only costs 1. And it says exhaust it, move it to one of your characters. If it's a blue character, give it a shield. If you're exhausting it and moving it to a red character, it deals 1 indirect. But basically what you're able to do is play it, and then you're setting yourself up for the Admiral play, whether it be that turn or the next turn. Ideally, turn 2, you'll get the Admiral down, and it'll be a little bit cheaper. But so that's the concept I'm going with. I just definitely believe that Yoda needs Admiral to kind of bridge the gap between some of those problems.
Yeah. So Tommy, you play Mill now?
No, I don't think you can try to build decks. I'm not excluding Ray's thought process. I mean, in general, right. I think that whenever you're building a deck and your goal is for it to be a competitive deck, I think Mill warps the meta so much that it has to be a consideration for every deck that you build. What's my Mill matchup?
Drew?
Should be one of the first things that pop in your head.
Yeah. Great. Drew, what do you think from Mirrorbook Gaming?
I don't want to kill Mill. I love playing Mill.
Well, as long as that's the case, then I think we're going to start.
The reason I think with like the Admiral play and everything like that is also that card. It's like as I command, or what is it? You are in command now.
Yeah, you are in command now.
Yeah, I didn't
you can
realize
pull it from the discard.
You can pull it from the discard as well. So I think that's really cool. Admiral's not unique, so you can load up double Admiral on him. There's some crazy things that you can do. So the become one plays into money. You can get stack 5 resources. There's a lot of like really cool things that you can do. And I don't know. I'm just really intrigued by him. He has no blanks. Come on, guys. He has no blanks.
I like the deck concept. I like the pairing with even with Bale. I think that's an interesting pairing. I think it offers a lot of synergy. I think you got a lot all working toward the same goal. I would worry about like your burst capability. That's all. I'm just saying. I do worry about that. And time, like you said, you have 2 big enemies there. Time and Mill. I don't think it's an easy task to kill that Yoda in any matchup.
But and then here's the next thing. If they pacify my Yoda die, which they're going to do because he's a damage dealer, then I'll just Ataru strike them, and I'll spike someone.
Yeah, there you go.
How about that, Thomas? How about that, huh?
If you have Ataru strike, yes.
Yep, that is correct.
Perfect. Well, you know what they're hot on over at the Tommy Dice? They're hot on Ewoks. Tommy was scared. Tommy was scared. I'm going to say it, poopless. He was scared. Those eyes, those dead eyes from the Ewoks. And I saw poor Brian. They set him up so bad. Did you see that? Zach, did you watch that stream?
It was such a bad matchup for Brian.
It
was
good.
Such a bad matchup.
Poor Brian. Brian looked angry. He looked drunk and angry.
Yep. Well, he was probably both.
That was accurate, yeah.
He was so excited. He started off with like so much promise, and he had, I think it was Snoke. No, it was Tarkin. Who was he playing with?
Tarkin Django.
Yes, Tarkin Django.
Which Jack said, the first deck that he said that he was working on was Tarkin Django.
Yeah. Well, Jack, lies.
Right, Jack lies.
To his own team. He lies.
I see what Jack does.
Phasma's terrible, except Phasma's great. Yep. Ewoks are horrible, except I will kill Brian's deck and all of his dreams. He beat him in 2 rounds.
The second round.
Yeah, like no... It was ridiculous. It was.
I'm going to give Brian props because, like Chip, let's kind of like let's take a look back when we first met Brian.
Yeah,
was in Rochester at Millennium Games.
Yeah,
and Brian was, I'm going to just say it, not a good player. And we asked him like, "Hey man, you excited to be here?" And he's like, "Man, Jack just made me drive 6 hours to come here. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just here to have fun, I guess. I don't know." And now this guy is. He's a bona fide Golden Dice podcaster.
No doubt about it.
And he won a regional. Or what did he win? What was it in Columbus? The GQ?
GQ.
He won a GQ, the trilogy.
Not a regional. GQ. He won the GQ.
He won the GQ, yes.
In Columbus, Ohio.
Yep.
Home to the Buckeyes and White Castle.
Yep, that's right. He won it. He dominated. It was amazing.
And then he got a sack of sliders.
Yeah, it was him and Jack, actually, were the only 2 in that tournament. But he... Truthfully, though, I think he won with Phasma, as a matter of fact.
He murdered a bunch of people in that tournament.
But his deck was what, Tommy? It was Chirpa? Was it Chirpa?
Jack's deck?
Yeah, what was Jack's deck he was running?
Yeah, it was like 4 Ewoks, Chirpa, and a Gungan.
With allies of necessity.
You get another Chirpa, or another Ewok warrior off of Chirpa's ability, I believe.
I think
he had
setup,
allies of he had allies of necessity too as the plot, so he had a -2, so he got to sneak another one in.
Yeah, and he played. What's the first card he played? It was that Kinship, which is spot. If you spot 4 of the same subtype, you get 2 resources.
That's like the ultimate. Like, hey Brian, come over here. I got to try this deck out. Yeah, and then he's like, it's gonna be. You're gonna win. You're totally gonna win. Django's gonna win everything. Get a resource.
Take your battlefield too, by the way. It's like, don't.
Then he's like, oh wait, never mind.
Oh, by the way, we're gonna record this.
Right. And I get 2 shields, and I get my reresources back, and you die.
He's got to pad his wing. That's what Jack does. Pad the wins.
Oh my god!
Oh, is Shane on this podcast?
Yeah, that was a sick deck. Though.
I get tips from my little brother every once in a while.
There you go.
The fun part is when they did it on the stream, Fantasy Flight stream. It was probably like if that was my first introduction to Destiny, I would have never played. It was the most boring game I've ever seen in my life. And then the Golden Dice makes Ewoks cool. That's how good they are over there. So,
Tommy, how did you pronounce that? The leader of the Ewoks,
Chirpa. Chief Chirippa.
Chirippa, yeah. I got one of those, actually. Taco Bell has those now.
Can you say
2 for 1? They're 2 for 1. It's a good deal.
3 times fast?
Yeah.
I thought that's what happens
Chief
when you get home from Taco Bell.
Chalupas are great.
Can you say Cool Whip just for me, please? Just
Cool
for
Whip?
Me. Okay, cool. We can move
Am
on.
I mispronouncing this?
No.
No, it's just there's just such an inflection on it. I was just really enjoying it.
Ray, you're trying to get all of your ABG friends off the hook. They will not stop saying respite and respite. They just say respite.
Yeah, it is respite.
It's so bad.
Oh
For
my
the
God.
record.
They just
Tommy, you are from New Jersey. Defend
I know.
your own.
Dude, I love you guys, but it's respite.
They will not give up. It's respite.
And this is coming from the guy who said wonton destruction.
Wonton.
I was really
That's
hungry
the
that
worst.
night.
That was so good. What was Jack? Jack had a really good one too. Clandestine.
Oh man, yeah, he wrecked that one.
Clandestine.
One night.
I think even like operation. I think he said wrong too, but it was good. Hey, we all do it. It's fine. Just respite. Hey, so we've got some questions we asked people, and Tommy, I need you to correct the masses when you see the list here. And you need to tell me what I need to get. Zach actually was supposed to be opening live. Oh. We saved a box, so Zach was going to open live. You're going to shout out your legendary, Zach, as you get them.
Okay.
Let's put it right up to the mic. Let's hear it.
Can you not tell Zach to shout out anything?
It's ASMR. Let me hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, Ray. I won't shut anything out.
I watched Zach shout at a 6-year-old kid playing a side event before. It's
just for the
quite
record,
frightening.
He deserved it.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have drawn that 6 card.
He was cheating, and it was not happening on my table. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the kid was like, "I'll use the power action," and Zach was like, "You already used that."
Oh.
Yep.
I will make that kid cry even if it didn't come from my testicles.
Right.
So
what?
there.
Wait, what came from your testicles? If he didn't come from your testicles,
I will make any kid cry if they cheat at Star Wars Destiny.
Okay, that's you got an Ewok bow.
Now.
That's a good card.
You said call it legendaries.
No, I just want to say this is Ewok bow.
It's
one
not
cost.
Jack's deck.
One cost upgrade weapon.
Nope.
It's a hero. It's a one ranged, one disrupt, one shield, one resource, and a blank.
It's fine.
When it's on an Ewok, it's got redeploy. For one, it's like a hunting rifle, but cooler.
Thank you, Dad.
Enjoy that.
I will.
All right. Wow, you opened 2 packs. You're really fast. All right, so here we go. We're going to go with the listener poll. We had a lot of people participate. And why don't we start with strongest legendaries? This is what the people think are going to be the all the meta. The good cards that you want to buy. And it's probably everyone can guess what the number one card people think strongest legendary. Ray, do you have it up there?
I do. Strongest legendary receiving a total votes of 40.
Let's say the percentage. It makes it cooler.
Okay. 36%.
Yeah.
I was getting to that, but anytime you want to interrupt, that's fine.
All right. Ray, what do you got?
Story of his life.
It is C3PO, the perfect gentleman.
He is the perfect gentleman. Is that the correct answer, Tommy? Is he the strongest legendary card?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Prove it wrong, I think, is where the droids are at. You're going to see a lot of droids. Let's see what beats them. I think that out of the gate, him and R2 as a unit are the most known quantity.
Yeah.
It's been well talked about. I do think that we'll get an RRG soon at some point, and I imagine that I don't know if they're going to hit the interaction between military camp and these two or not. Just for the auto disrupt is kind of a feel bad experience, but I definitely think we'll see something to repair the Order 66 and Trader interaction. I can't see that making it to a competitive event. So I would anticipate something coming. Whether these guys are on it or not, I don't know. But I wouldn't be shocked if there was something that would dial that back a hair.
Yeah, that was on my list to talk about. Like the day one errata everybody was talking about. It didn't happen. And you got, Gen Con's the next big tournament coming up. I feel like you're going to have to do that relatively quickly, or you're going to have a lot of those busted combo decks.
You know what?
When is Gen Con? When is that? When's Gen Con?
It's in like 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah, beginning of August.
All right, so Fantasy Flight Games has 4 weeks.
Yeah,
they'll do it on week 4.
I mean, you don't have 4 weeks because you want to get that into the players' hands as soon as possible. I imagine that it's got to be coming this week, or I would assume we'll see something on the forums. I think I think Jeremy will use that.
All right, way to squish my joke there, Tommy.
That's good.
Sorry about that.
Tommy's
We're
very
0 for 2
serious
today, Tommy. And we usually give each other a big hug when we see
Dude,
each other.
I'm giving you a virtual hug right now. I love you.
Oh! What'd you get?
Now R2.
You got an
But
R2?
apparently it doesn't matter because it's going to be there's going to be errata.
Yep.
No, I don't
Congratulations.
think they're going to.
So I'm going to throw this in the trash.
I think something's going to happen with the military camp combo.
Good, because I got to tell you, I've never been more afraid to open up legendaries than I was on Friday looking for those droids. So I'm glad that I hope they hit military camp, because if they hit the droids,
that'd be bad.
That's it. I'm driving to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Nah, I think you're good with the droids. I think they'll stick around.
I just want to take resources away from a little kid.
Yeah, so that's good. Do you have? Do you have a Elite now?
I had a Elite. Now this is my third.
You have this is your third.
This is trade bait.
So that you're opening your 5th box.
Yep.
What is the? Do you have all the legendaries?
None of your business.
Okay. Followed by R2D2 was second. So there you go. That's what everybody feels. But Ray, you've been mentioning this card. You're hot on this card at ABG since you work there now. Admiral is number 3, huh? You think Admiral's for real?
You really had to get that dig in. I just think Admiral could bust the game wide open, and it is a little expensive.
4, yeah.
Ideally, it's 4, but ideally you want to have 6 resources to pay for the 2 immediately.
Right.
So I think you have to find smart ways to get it at a discount or overwrite and lay it down. But I think when it's put on board, it's a huge threat for your opponent, and it's something they have to deal with at all times. And if you do get like a reset or they claim early and you kind of show it later in the round, it could steal games away. So I love it. Yep.
You mentioned something earlier. I think it was you or Tommy or Josh. You said it was not elite, and I thought or not elite, not unique.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, you can run 2 of those? That's ridiculous.
You know what else is an upgrade title? Anyone? It's a red card. Costs 4.
Can we say
Grand Moff.
Rebellion leader.
Tommy's waiting for everybody else.
Let's go. Let's go. I've got 14 of those guys. So Ray, I need you to make a deck that card is actually one you want to include.
Now I've been like I told you with the Yoda Bail thing, I kind of been toying around like why not jam in some rebellion leaders and make Bail a little bit more relevant, as he's on the board. Right. These are all things that are going into the think tank. So
we need to call him who he really is. Jimmy Smits.
It is Jimmy Smits. But on the Bail Organa, it looks just like Raul Julia.
Smits. Nope, Ray Julia.
Him too.
That's
no,
my
Ray Julia's him.
Julia.
Raul Julia is his dad. He was in Clue.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? It was very good.
Yeah, he was also the father in the Addams Family.
Yep.
I liked him better on NYPD Blue.
Okay, well, there you go. Everything you need to know about Bail Organa.
Yep.
In the art.
One of the best.
What'd you just pull?
None of your business. Oh, Resistance Trench Fighters.
Oh, that's a good one. You should just throw it away.
Okay.
Then it's Han Solo's Blaster, Jango Fett. Everybody wants the Jango Fett. And as you saw, it did not do 1 damage to Ewoks. Neiman Mastery. What about Neiman Mastery? What do we think about this card? Any good?
I love it. It actually, if you play it, in the correct deck, it is special chaining like on steroids.
Yep. I'm going to bring that one up real quick. I have not gotten one.
It's crazy because I didn't know. I thought it was an either or type thing, like a character and upgrade dice. But no, you flip both a character and an upgrade dice. So if you put this on somebody that likes the special chain, I know that we've kind of seen special chaining going away from the meta, but I do think that this card can not only be super defensive for you, but there's this way that it can really speed up your turn and special chain into some ridiculous things.
This is a card. Look at this card. First of all, the art's actually good. It's 2 cost.
Cost is good.
Yep. It's got 2 melee, 1 focus, 1 shield, 1 resource, 2 specials, which I feel strongly. If they want the special to be hit and rolled, give them 2 or more. It's an upgrade, ability, and a form. Blue character only limit 1 form per character. And by the way, FFG, nice. Put more instructions, the better on the card, I think. Don't leave it to errata and bad rules interpretations. Put the stuff on the card. You got plenty of room. After you play this upgrade, turn a character or upgrade die to any side. And then the specials, turn a character die and upgrade die to sides of your choice. It's card number 122. That's purple and it's neutral, Ray, which means it's a legendary. There you go. Zach, what did you just pull? Looks like you pulled another hot card.
I pulled a Pulse Cannon.
Pulse Cannon.
It's pulsating.
Anybody hot on this card or no? Was this just me?
I like it.
Yeah, I like the pulse cannon. I think you need a really strong resource generating engine to make use of it, but I like it.
Yeah, it's neutral, right?
No, it's villain.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
No,
villain, right?
But that's the
Oh, is it?
that's the
villain.
allegiance that wins.
What about Beckett Watt?
Oh, hello.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of where could you use this?
Yeah, Beckett would be good.
Yeah, I think Beckett or Django are the obvious characters that can afford to do something with this.
Yeah. Excellent. Pulse cannon. All right. And then it goes down from there. But so basically the hot ones. You know what? The other one that it seems like it's not getting a lot of love, but maybe it's going to be Vader rotating out, because I heard on another podcast they said that the rotation is triggered with the next set, and that's actually not correct. It's the set after that triggers rotation. We may get a new 2-player game, and don't sleep on Force Friday, because that's coming out the last Force Friday, because of the release of the new movie.
No, because that other trilogy, they'll do more Force
Okay,
Fridays.
but like this November is going to be big time with I'm guessing they're going to have another set, because that other 2-player set came out of nowhere.
When's Force Friday?
I don't know. It's in November.
I thought it's summer. It was summer last time.
No, because the movie comes out in December. Remember,
I have a question.
Yes.
So something that made it on this list, it's a little bit further down, but it came in at 1%. But it's extremely expensive online, is Canto Byte Security.
Why?
Do we think that card's good?
I don't understand it.
You don't understand the card?
Well, because like the Canto Byte, I don't know. You got to understand too. I don't really belong here, so I'm the weirdo.
Okay, but give me more. Tell me more.
So it's the 2 cost neutral, right? Support, and it has these sides. And if it's discarded from your hand by an opponent's effect, you get to play for free. Which I get that. That's nice.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Coruscant Security has no blanks.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Why am I going to make a security deck? What am I doing right now? Why? I don't understand this one.
Security deck. Mall security. You're going to call
why
it Paul
is it
Blart.
so expensive? What's it selling for?
Paul Blart.
It's selling for like $25 to $30.
Holy mackerel.
Why?
Am I
That's
missing
ridiculous. It's got to be pushback against Entourage. That's the only thing, because it removes a scoundrel die when you play.
No.
No,
or is that the
That's
other
the
one?
Coruscant
That's
one
Coruscant.
with no
That's
blanks.
Coruscant. Then I have no idea. It's pushback against Mill. Then it makes no sense.
But it's not even like that strong of a pushback. Like if it was like if this gets discarded from your hand and had like ridiculous sides too, and it was even more like you can make it a 3 or 4 cost, but its sides were ridiculous, and it's just like a big screw you Mill. Like I can deal with that, but I just don't get this.
No, this is a 1/2/2.
This was confusing.
Yeah, and the paid side hurts.
Yeah, the second 2 is a paid side.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
I don't get it at all.
Is it maybe it's all right? So maybe it's just a reminder that a lot of people hated their placement in the movie, and so they're reminding you.
They're buying it.
They're reminding you that now it's a legendary. So your box you bought, you're going to be reminded by this part of the movie that you didn't like, that you didn't want in there because you thought that the characters didn't need to be there.
This is Ryan Johnson's final FU to
Ryan Johnson
The
made
Last
this
Jedi
card
haters.
just as a middle finger to all you guys.
Right, here you go. Here's
Here you
card
go, guys.
150.
Yep.
Enjoy it, but it's
All right,
free.
that has to be it. I think that's definitely it.
Well, my big setup was about rotation, because the card that I thought is going to be good is Maul. And Zach actually just wet his pants because he just pulled Maul.
I'm Elite Maul now, so I'm happy.
And Banana.
Awesome.
Banana, what do you
Thank
think
you,
about
Josh.
Maul?
I think Maul's good. I like Maul a lot.
Nope.
No?
Who said no?
Ray.
This is me and Josh keep going back and forth. My theory with Maul is if we can deal with Vader, then there's no reason we couldn't deal with Maul.
Maul has more
That's my
damage.
thing. Now Vader, we could see Vader do something in the meta. I just think Vader is way better than Maul.
I got an idea. Here's the deck. You ready? Get your everyone. I told you to get your pencils out. You run Maul.
That's disgusting.
Maul with that's not a euphemism for penis. You run your Maul. You're the one who talked about a kid and testicles. I don't know what you were talking about with making him cry.
Ray made me defensive.
So if you get used, that's welcome to my world. If you ran Maul with Canto Byte Security,
What?
wait, listen,
I quit.
And it could be Mall Cop.
What?
Mall Cop. We're gonna security Mall Paul Blart Mall Cop. You could
Okay,
do it.
maybe that's actually
Red and
pretty
yellow,
funny.
baby. Let it mellow.
That's
All right.
bring it to your locals.
At this point, that's kind of where we're at. All right, weakest legendary card. Ray just gave away what he thought it was. Josh, you got this one up there?
Weakest? Yeah, I got it up.
All right, what's the overwhelm? Well, it's pretty close. There's almost a tie. What are the top two?
27% of voters chose Talisman of Resurrection, and that was first. And second for weakest legendary at 18% was Liam Neeson's Ghost.
Yep, there it is.
Wrong. I don't think that card should have been a legendary. That card screams rare, but that's a good card.
So we're 2 for 2. Wait, we have 2 spirits that were legendaries now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Did Obi-Wan have a spirit card or something? That was before I got into it.
Yoda spirit.
But Yoda spirit.
That's the next bet.
That's the next bet? Oh, man. They're going to have a spirit.
There was a one
deck.
with the Force upgrade that became a support when the character died.
So
Is that what you're talking about, Zach?
Yeah, but that didn't really count, did it?
Spirit of Rebellion.
It was a little different.
A little different. Okay.
I love that card. That card's good.
Qui-Gon Jinn spirit. Wait, listen to it. Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
It's screaming. I'm a rare. It's 1 cost. It's got 1 focus, 1 shield, +2 shield, 1 resource, a special, and a blank. It's a support Jedi. Discard the support from play if you control Qui-Gon Jinn, meaning you can't have it in play. You can have a ghost and him alive.
If you have 2 in play, he'll call you on the phone and say that you kidnapped his daughter. He's going to kill you.
Yes, that's it. Home invasion movies. He's one of the best. Shuffle this support into its owner's deck to give a character 1 shield. By the way, this is the special. Then remove any number of shields from your characters to deal that much damage to a character. It's card number 70.
What did you say? Removing shields?
Yeah, it says shuffle the support in its owner's deck to give a character a shield. Then you may remove any number of shields from your characters to deal that much damage to a character. So where does this fit, Ray?
Any number.
Yoda Bail.
Oh, boy. You just made Ray's day.
Tommy,
Let me just
your
mill players.
Wake up your kid and wife and the kid on the way because it just got real around here. Yoda's back, baby.
Remove any number of shields from your characters. You could have 9 shields. You could have 12 shields.
You could play. What's the defensive teachings? You could have 2
Yoda,
defensive teachings.
You could have just Yoda and the 2 younglings all shielded up.
Shields. Yoda could have 8 shields.
And then all of a sudden he's the Punisher and you're just some random thug with a grenade launcher in your crotch.
And you could do 15 damage in your crotch. That's it.
I don't know how you'd spread that out, but I'm going to tell you that Leia Organa, the mill Leia.
Yeah, I love her. She's my girl.
Yeah.
When can I put down my pencil?
You're good now. You're good.
Okay. All right.
Is that what I was hearing?
Dang.
The start of the podcast.
Wow.
That was good.
Going after Ray. I love it.
I was going back at Zach, but
okay, good.
I forgive you. That was a good
We
one.
virtually hugged, remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good. Me and Ray are good. Except until we talked about Qui-Gon Spirit. I just don't see it.
It's just there's a lot of value in the card because it's a 1 cost.
I like it better than
it's a good
Yoda
card.
Spirit.
I'm never going to hate on like a 1 cost card. I like it's a 1 cost card. Is it a great legendary? Probably not. No.
No.
But it is a way to weaponize your shields. The problem is it's 1 die in your pool with one of its sides that has any real value. But it's only a 1 cost, so that's okay. I just don't consider this like a consistent, effective way to turn all those shields into damage.
I just think it generates small value for being the 1 cost, and then when it counts and you can pull it off, it can be game breaking.
There it is.
Absolutely, it can, especially in a mill matchup.
What if somebody desperate measured it? Then how desperate are they to desperate measure a 1 cost ghost?
Well, listen, if everybody's playing desperate measures. And this is you're playing against Yoda Bail, and this is their 1 support, and it hits the table. You probably just desperate measure it.
Yeah.
If it ever hits the special.
Zach quietly is like, tell the 4 legendaries you already have. Read those off. You got. Look at this box.
That's a good box. That's what she said.
Yeah.
C-3PO, R2-D2, Pulse Cannon, and Maul.
That's a box and a half.
I could just stop right now.
God. Can you imagine this? What were they thinking with Talisman of Resurrection, making that a legendary?
Oh.
Do you think this is really, is it garbage, or we just haven't figured it out?
No, it's just very expensive.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Now, okay, I was looking at it from this standpoint. If you want to, because I was really trying to take a look at it and be like, okay, can it do anything?
Right, make it work.
The witch character only is the worst part, I think. the overall concept of it is not horrible because you can look at those specials as 2 resource sides, which is not a bad thing. Like if you're paying 3 for like a support out there that has two resource sides on it, like that's good value. The die is not bad. It's just the restriction on it really bothers me.
Yeah. I wonder if it was overpowered in testing and then they just threw some more money on it and then put that condition on it for Witch only. I don't know.
Are we going to get?
Go ahead, Tommy. No,
I'm sorry.
It's the Tommy show.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
Do it.
Tommy Dice.
I just think that we're talking about a lot of cards that don't really advance your win condition. Like this, what does this do for your win condition? Unless you're a mill deck and you just need it to survive.
Yeah.
I don't understand how a card like this is going to win you the game, because you're not going to bring back a character with that many resources that's going to have that much of an impact, that's going to deal that much damage. I mean, it's a character, so it's got to just be the character dice. You don't get the upgrades back. I'm just not sure. I don't know. That's just where I stand on things like this. There's no side on this die advances my win condition, with the exception of maybe the 2 focus, which is dependent on me having other relevant dice to turn.
Yeah, but I like the special for the sense that like the specials are 2 money. You don't have to do the other part. It says you may. So it's 2 money, and then the other sides are decent. Like you got the 2 shields,
right?
2
That's
focus.
true. If you look at it just as
so, if you can overwrite into this, and then like turn 2, you're just banking a bunch of money, like and gaining small like advantage over time, because money's at a premium, and especially I would say in this meta where outside of the droids, we're kind of like in a fair way generating money now. So,
but turn 2, the value of a resource is far less than it is turn 1.
All right, drop them. I'm done with them.
All right, that's it.
Drop them.
I agree with
Banana. Drop them.
I agree with that one. And by the way, Canto bites 4th on that list. Super Laser Siege Cannon. Then it goes down from there. Maul in the middle. People are divided on Maul.
I like Maul.
The thing I'll say about Maul is, like with Vader, he got 2 Fear and Deadmen in his entire deck, and Maul gets it every turn.
Yep, exactly.
Suck on that, Ray.
I like
minus. It doesn't hit all characters. It just hits 2.
It's good enough.
It's true.
I like the Maul Cop. That is pretty cool.
Good?
Maul's ability lets you discard a card, and then you just play the Maul Cop. That's good value.
No, it's got to be the opponent's ability, though.
That's horrible deck concept now.
That's terrible.
Dang it!
Hey, Tommy, you know what? This is tailor-made for you. The strongest. This is the people have spoken. And I think we locked it so that the Golden Dice people couldn't vote. The strongest overall card. What do people? This is out of all of the cards in the whole set. What did people say, Tom?
They said Han Solo's Golden Dice.
God damn it! That's Han Solo's Golden Dice. 22% say that is the strongest overall card, followed by your buddy Ray.
See, this is how Tommy is beating me. Not only on the points that he's making, but Han Solo's Golden Dice comes in at number 1, and number 2 is Yoda.
Yep,
the mystical mentor.
There it is. Do we agree with this that Han Solo's Dice is the strongest overall card? What are they seeing in this card, Tommy, that they're thinking this is the strongest card?
I think going back to the previous conversation, it's a 1-cost resource investment that's going to make you money back almost immediately. And then, the ability to reroll blanks, exhaust this upgrade, and with the Han Solo interaction, to ready it again. I mean, there's definitely value in a 1-cost upgrade. It's basically like a chance cube for anybody that remembers that card.
Oh yeah.
But you don't have to pay for it every turn, and you have a lot better die sides on it.
Right.
It's definitely a good
what's
card.
the cost of 1 resource on turn 1? I mean, honestly.
See, Zach, how does this sound like when you hear it in your ears live? Isn't it nice hearing Ray?
I think it's really great.
It's like an angry grandfather, right? It's like grandpa drinks a little bit too much. And
I would like to say, Ray, that I'm sure there are plenty of people that are in agreement with you. I can see.
I am just not one of them.
I'm just on some opinions. I'm not one of them. You've said hundreds of things that I've agreed.
Tell me about it.
Tonight it hasn't gone that way so far.
Name one of the things you've ever agreed with.
Oh my good, that
I just said earlier tonight that I liked Bale Yoda together. I thought your deck concept was solid. Maybe you want to go down to 1-die Bale and run like profitable though.
Ooh.
All right, that's could be in consideration.
I just don't think Bale's dice offer you that much.
Tommy took Boosh and Ray won the regional. And he almost got milled out by a villain mill deck, and I witnessed it. So can we just keep moving through these lists?
Well, Yoda's second. Here's the
now
card.
You're going to slander me and try to discredit me.
Here's the card that Tommy. I will promise that I will not have Ray on next time you're on, so you don't have to worry about it. It'll be your show for real, and then we'll go TP his house.
I would never want to displace Ray.
No, listen. I think this is like the position I have to take. We had Bobby Sapphire one time, and me and him were fighting about how many lightsaber pulls need to be in the deck.
Right.
We can all say Bobby Sapphire is a pretty finely tuned blue hero sticks player.
Yeah.
But I just, for the sake of argument, I just told him he was wrong not having two of them in his deck. So
right.
That's what we do here.
It's Ray lowered the nicotine in his vape. So that's the problem. He's trying to wean off, so he's a little cranky.
I like taking hard stances on things,
Well, hard stance this, Ray. DX2 Disruptor Blaster Pistol. This card is sold out from your little rare deal that you told me about. It's a 2-cost upgrade weapon. It's yellow neutral. It's got 1 range, 2 range, 2 range modified, 1 disrupt, and a blank. Damage dealt by this die or by a die that it modifies is a Vibro Knife, which means unblockable. What do you think about this card? Doesn't have redeploy, but people seem to be gobbling it up, and it's 4th on the list of cards that people think are the strongest overall. DX2. Are weapons back? Who was it, Scott, that said on the Golden Dice, he said, it's not the upgrades' fault that upgrades are terrible.
Yeah. Not his best quote.
Is this bringing it back? Like, is this?
I knew what he meant. It just didn't translate.
Right. No, it's pretty funny.
It might have been his best quote, actually.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It's not this upgrade's fault that nobody plays upgrades, and they suck. But are weapons back? Is this a decent? Why is there a run on this card?
Unblockable damage is always good, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's partially nostalgic because a lot of people like to play, like a 2-wide aggro gun build, and this plugs right in. It's got good upside. I think it's a solid card.
Yeah.
I don't know about strongest overall card.
And FFG learned a little bit. They didn't put like all range damage is unblockable.
Right.
So, they learned.
No redeploy, no ambush.
Nope.
Yeah.
Solid 2-cost weapon, I guess is basically what it is, right?
Yeah,
I see a lot of the
next one's
Django.
better.
The Django players are all gobbling that card up.
Yeah. Do like that one. The other card that people shouldn't sleep on is that 000 Protocol Matrix. That seems to be everyone's slotting it in Afra because it's got Afra's hand on it. Tommy, you're the Afra guy. Is this card it auto include in that deck?
If you're running Sentinel Messenger, it is.
Yeah.
I think that you want to avoid putting mods on supports now because of Desperate Measures. I think that could easily be the strongest overall card, or at least the most meta warping card in the set.
Right.
But yeah, Protocol Matrix on any droid character, whether it's IG-88, Forlom, Sentinel Messenger.
Grievous?
If you can get this... Grievous isn't a droid, I don't think.
He's not?
No, I think he's the leader.
That's stupid. Oh, Zach got another legendary, Zach. Oh, what did you get?
I closed out with Talesman of Resurrection and Qui-Gon Spirit.
There you go.
So
that's it. But you got 4 good ones, though.
Got 4 good ones.
That's good.
I have a question for Tommy because he is the expert on the show tonight.
Yes, he is.
Do you think? I kind of feel like, as far as the design goes, these mods that are going on droid characters, I kind of feel like they're a little underrated. How we first thought mods were on vehicles. Are you kind of feeling like that? Where they really pushed it, I think, in some of them. Like there's one that's like the rocket booster. That one is good, like really good.
Yeah,
and you can play it for 1 with Mr. Chopper. And I don't know. I just think that they're
Rocket Booster 2-cost Ray. It's upgrade mod. Neutral, by the way. Modify droid character or support action. Activate attached droid, then resolve any number of its character support and upgrade dice. Discard the upgrade if you do that. 1 range, 2 indirect, 3 indirect for a pay. 1 shield, 2 shields, and a blank. Rocket Booster. Seems good.
Could cost you 1 if you play it on Chopper.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they pushed the envelope a little bit with droid mods, specifically the Protocol Matrix and potentially that with the Chopper. I definitely could see that being a good combo. I'm not sure, like mods overall now are just in a worse spot than they were,
right?
Because of Desperate Measures. But like they've always pushed mods. It's not just the droid ones, because even like the TLT. I mean, that thing is insane.
Nasty.
The damage sides on that.
No.
That couldn't be an upgrade that you could put on a character. It just would be way above the curve. I think they need to push upgrades a little bit. I think they need to, either tone back supports or push upgrades rather than printing silver bullet type cards like Desperate Measures.
Let me ask this question. What do you think of Desperate Measure? Big fan? Sorry. It seems like you just bought some entourages and you're upset that card got released.
No, I actually think Entourage is one of the few supports that's well positioned against that.
Yep.
Because it can turn into two separate cards. I think Desperate Measures is good for the game right now because of where the game's at. But I just mean, I think we need options. I like that you have to play around things. I like the fact that the later the game goes, the worse the card gets, because as your health pool shrinks, you're going to be less able to play a card where you can soak 5 indirect and get rid of a fist when it's already been played and resolved its die 3 times. Now you can't really afford to take 5 indirect from that.
Right.
I think it's a well-balanced card. Yeah. I just don't like the concept of like a silver bullet. It's limited to villain yellow, which I think is a good thing too, because I don't think you want that everywhere. You definitely don't want that in a mill deck. I think it's too good in a mill deck.
They snuck in a red event. It's neutral, cost 1. It's Hull Breach. This one, I don't know what I think about this one, but I think it's spicy. Remove one of your dice showing damage to either discard a support from play that costs equal to or less than the value showing on the removed die, or deal that much indirect damage to an opponent. That costs 1. Just wondering if that potentially has a spot. Support hate.
Yeah, I could see that having a spot, especially when you have a big paid side.
Yep.
Like, floating in the pool, or a big modified side without a pair.
Yeah, this gets it over to Hero, right? If you're running Hero vehicles, could potentially be there. I don't know how much you want to play vehicles right now, but that's Hull Breach, by the way. That's common. So is Desperate Measure. At least they made those common.
25 cents on Cool Stuffing.
Yeah, right. They're sold out though, Ray. So it's tough, unfortunately. I was all excited. That's why I'm mad at you. I'm like, yes. And I get there, they're all gone. Everything good's gone. Hey, the weakest overall card, Tommy, right back at you. This is the card that almost made me break my leg. I was on a treadmill, and you were talking about the copulation of Ewoks in Chief Chirpa's hut. Like, when you think about it, it's like got candlelit, huts over there. It's add a set-aside Ewok warrior to your team. Discard the support from play unless you spend 3 resources. You basically make Ewok babies with this card.
You do. I mean, you go next door, you hear, 3PO tell a romantic story in Ewokese, and then you go back to your hut and, you see the little things on the shelf.
Yep, that's great.
Magic.
Magic happens.
And all you hear is yum nub.
We're giving that to him. That's Josh, ladies and gentlemen.
The listening audience was wrong again.
Why?
On this list.
You think that's a good
There's
card?
There's a card on this list. We'll get into it, but there's a card on this list that does not deserve to be on there. It's disrespectful.
Is it a B-Wing?
Ooh. It is a B-Wing.
Tell me about that card, Ray. Why should B-Wing not be the 3rd weakest card tied with Wicket?
B-Wing is good. The reason B-Wing's good, it's good with the droids.
Yep.
So look out for that, because you can roll it into the pool as soon as the action phase starts, and then immediately activate your droids, and you're guaranteed a 2 damage side, if not 3 if you have like your droid set up. And I think it's really strong for the fact that you're constantly pressuring your opponent when a die is rolled into the pool. So that there are going to be times where they go into the next round with a character that's like hitting critical life, and they might have 1-2 life left, and then you roll that thing in and you hit the 2 side, and it feels really good. So I think it demands removal, and I've seen a lot of people have been sneaking mods on that, like the dorsal turret, because if it does get blown up,
the dorsal.
I'm not going to repeat myself.
Okay, I just couldn't hear it. That's all. I was just wanted to clarify for my own.
And I'm done. That's it. I will not give you any further ammunition.
Why is Cultural Records $25 on eBay? Can someone explain that to me? Is that a misprint?
I thought it was on Ray's store.
Oh, is that why? There's Zach. Ooh, Zach gets a little Ray dig in there.
I'm sorry. I dropped the price to $9.99 and the shipping is $23. So
isn't that Manton's Destiny Hut? Didn't you say Manton's got an eBay store out there?
I don't know if he has an eBay store, but I'm pretty sure it's his Manton's Emporium.
Manton's Emporium. I thought it was. We could call it. It's just Chirpa Hut over there. What else is on here? That everything else looks pretty bad. Zuckass is on there, which is good. Shmima is on the Schmintar.
Two of our spoilers are on here, so we're doing great.
Simtar's on there.
Schmimtar sounds like a Russian wife from Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, Schmimtar.
That was terrible.
Do have a Schmimtar. Yep, that is. Well, Schmimtar's on there.
That's Darth Maul's ship. That's Maul's ship.
Good.
Oh, give me my Schmimtar.
Well, read it. Zach, do you even know what Schmimtar does?
Schmimtar? That's not a real card.
It is now. I'm going to find it. You got like 7 of them in this box. Let's find Schmimtar.
It's the Simtar, which is a sword.
No, it's not a sword. It's a ship.
No, I know, but it means it's a Simtar is a weapon.
This modified Star Courier's cloaking device enabled it to vanish from sight. That quote made me go to sleep, actually. But it's a 3-cost schmip. It's got 2 range.
Schmip with a Schmimtar.
Yep, it's 2 range, 3 range for a pay, 2 indirect, 1 shield, 2 shields, and a blank.
I love how you dump all over every other podcast, and then you come up with Schmimtar.
Yeah. Before the effects of an opponent's event resolve, you may return this support from play to your hand, and then gain a resource or 2 resources if you spot them all. So you pay, and then you pay money, and then
so
you
if you're
lose
going to
it.
desperate measures it, you get your 2 resources back to play it again.
Schmimtar is not even on Star Wars Destiny DB.
Right.
Nope.
That's terrible.
It's not even here.
Yep.
Because you spelled it wrong.
Yeah, Schmimtar, because there's no
I didn't
H
look
in
it up.
it.
I filtered
For
Smartphone
Schmimtar?
supports.
It's a 3-cost.
It's invisible. That's how good it is, Ray.
Yep.
You can't even see it on the database.
He brought it back. He paid 2, and he brought it back to his hand.
Maul is everywhere.
Why is Cultural Records like a really good rare, or was it just a mistake, truthfully? Because, I mean, it looks good, right? Cultural Records costs 2. It's got 2 specials on it. 1 focus, 2 focus, and a resource, and a blank. After a player plays a copy of a card set aside by the support, you may gain 1 resource or remove a die. So the special is look at an opponent's hand and set a card aside from it aside. Gain an action.
Is Schmimtar a support?
Schmimtar is a ship.
I hope everybody calls it Schmimtar.
That was my goal. Schmimtar.
I hope it wins Worlds.
Yeah? Well, you know what's going to win Worlds?
So then you can be standing next to Jeremy and be like, "This is my Schmimtar. Thanks, Mr. Chip.
I made a Schmimtar deck. Thank you."
All right, Josh, I just posted in the chat. There's no Schmimtar on here.
I'm putting it in Malcop.
Schmimtar. Schmimtar.
I'm putting it in Malcop.
Yes, that deck is kick
That's
ass.
what carries all the Mall Cops.
Yep, the Schmimtar. They get delivered to Corsican. Hey, Professor Huang's a card. Look at this card. Professor Huang.
That's not even on your list.
It's Professor Wang.
Oh,
The H is silent.
The
Professor
H for
Wang.
ADHD kicked in.
Hey, you know what's funny about this card?
What?
He did kick in. Professor Wang is card 69, and I'm not making it up. Read it right there. Read it. You know, Jeremy, you know he did that on purpose.
He did.
Professor Huang is 69.
You literally, but I'm.
There's no W.
There's no W. It's no.
The HU is pronounced like a W.
Huang.
Yeah,
Yep.
HU.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huang.
Hey, you know what?
Huang. Professor Wang.
Huang.
Right, it is. It's Huang.
Huang.
It's 69. Why is it 69?
What else was 69?
Jeremy's
Wasn't
a dirty
Luke's,
dog.
Built to last.
Was
Luke's
it really?
lightning rod was
Yes,
number
it was.
69.
Yeah, built to last was like, I don't know, card penis. is
There's
what it
a
was.
story there. You gotta reach out to NPR.
I will. I'll
All
say,
the dirty Star Wars deeds
Destiny's-
are all card 69.
yeah, they are.
That's-
NPR they're going to do a poll. Malcolm Gladwell's going to do a thing on it. It's going to be amazing. All right, well there you go. How about we get to the most overhyped card? You know what they say it is, and I heard they were talking about it beforehand. It was some discard to reroll ABG, like inner circle stuff.
Whoa!
Execute order 66. That's 11% of people
think it's overhyped.
I think it's overhyped.
Oh boy!
And guess what?
What?
Right underneath it, order 66. They think is overhyped too.
Whoa!
What do you think, guys? Is it overhyped?
I think I voted 66 times.
That's good. There it is. What is this overhyped, or is it broken and does it need to be fixed? What's the deal?
$11 it's selling for right now.
What the freak? from Ray's
Whoa.
Destiny
Did I pull any?
Crack House.
Did I pull any?
Did
in
you
my
pull
box?
one? I don't think you did. I
don't
pulled
think
one
did.
out of 2 boxes.
I pulled like
You
4.
need 6. That's the problem.
That's a lot to get to.
Can you imagine if Desperate Measure was a freaking uncommon?
That would
Pain in
be.
the ass. What,
Yeah,
Tommy,
like
is it
0.
broken? Is it just stupid? What is it?
It's broken with the current trader interaction.
Yes.
I mean, because you can literally just stack your deck with trader,
Yeah.
like your character pairing, and since you can have 6 of this in your deck, and you can force your opponent to, roll out all their dice, and then you can promptly remove them. So if it's an upgrade deck, they're never even going to have an opportunity to play an upgrade and get it in the pool that round. So yes, it's in its current state. I would say it's broken.
What's the fix then? How do you even fix this?
I'm not sure. You have to change one of the cards, or
Ban it?
I don't know.
Just ban it?
I don't think that I don't know what it is, but I think they have like an aversion to banning cards. I don't know why, but I just don't think that that's something they'll do. I don't know if it's the Lucas license or Lucasfilm license or what it is. But
Lucas. I blame it on Lucas too.
Yeah, definitely.
Not Ryan Johnson.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fix is then. I really don't. Other than getting rid of
I don't think Order 66, the plot, should give all your opponent's characters Jedi. No. I think that's stupid. So,
but then what would the fix be? Like, give all your opponent's blue characters Jedi, and then it would be just a bigger FU to blue?
Forlom looks like a Jedi.
Yeah.
I can see him getting Jedi powers.
He
Chopper
does.
looks like a Jedi. I could see him
Yeah.
getting Jedi powers.
Yep.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Huh.
I don't know.
I think that they could have printed this card. They could have made Jedis a little bit stronger in the set like they've tried to. We could definitely see that they tried to give a little bit more love to Jedis, and people want to bring that back. And then you just print Execute Order 66 without a plot. And that's a fine card. If you want to add it in your deck, it's super situational, but it could definitely be a huge blowout play, and then it kind of falls into that like, it's probably not that great. But with Order 66 and Rebel Trader, like Tommy was saying, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, just stop Rebel Trader.
Yeah,
They
you could
could.
do that, but there's
Yeah, they
there's
might
nothing-
have to.
There's nothing wrong with
I know
Rebel
how you
Trader.
do
That's
it.
the thing. That's a good card.
Zach's got
you just
the
made
answer.
2 cards that are ridiculous. That's my
you
problem.
win.
Yeah.
You beat it with diceless characters.
There
Done.
it is.
The Ewoks.
The
Ewoks
Ewok
will
life.
kill all of the clones.
Yeah.
And the Emperor.
Ewok.
We watched it, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they took out a Grand Moff and a bounty hunter
They did it.
on a stream.
And the thing.
Oh, the Puppet Master.
No.
What the hell was that?
The in Return
are
of
you
the
doing with
Jedi.
your hands right now?
Return of the Jedi.
What is that?
That's them swinging their little yub nubs. That doesn't sound right. That's swinging their little sticks, the little slings.
And Chief Chirp was hut.
It
Yeah.
feels,
I could listen to you talk all
I feel
day, Chip.
strangely.
Oh shit! There's another
claustrophobic.
Ewok.
Yeah, they took down the walkers, the Imperial walkers.
There's another Ewok.
They keep coming out, and you step on them. The little walkers would come out, and they knock
You
them
can
over.
make a Jedi Ewok would be amazing.
Yeah.
You can't remove any dice or deal damage, but the Yub Nubs will get you with the indirects.
Oh man, this card. What are they going to
That's
do?
it.
So here's my one. I'm going to say one controversial thing, and I know Ray's going to be all over me for this one, but
I'm ready. Hold on.
I
Yeah,
know
I'm ready.
there is a group of people. I'm not going to name any names. I've tried to break into this little inner circle. I've asked FFG. I have the time around Destiny. I'm willing to play test. The problem is I would never catch this crap. But there are people who play test now. And I know they're not paid. I get that they're not paid. But there's a lot of people who play test and know these cards ahead of time. And no one saw this. Because the only person everyone says like has an inner connection to FFG is the Gandork, right? And I'm not saying anything bad about the Gandork, but there are more than just the Gandork that actually play test these cards. And most people, when it comes out, they point their fingers in opposite directions. Say, I told them about it. But if this was truly play tested, how was that not found? I just don't understand it.
Want me to tell you? Okay,
Yes.
This is the explanation. The flavor text for Execute Order 66 is good soldiers follow orders.
I remember
That's
that line.
the answer to your question.
Yep, they follow orders.
So you're saying they had no feed? They're not able to give feedback. Playtesters can't give
I
feedback.
think when you don't pay a group of people to seriously playtest things, you can't expect serious feedback.
I don't. Ray, I love you. You know that you're my boy. But I don't. I've seen play. I've been in part of it, even FFG's groups. I've been in for other products, and the groups are active and they actively look at the feedback. Unless Destiny's different, they actively
I don't do
look at that
anything
feedback.
unless I'm getting paid for
I
it.
get paid.
So
I actually get paid. They pay me.
This is my last show. Actually, Zach is my replacement.
That's true. But they pay. They do pay you, by the way. You do get paid
by Arrowbrook.
You're not getting paid $50 an hour, but for playtesting, you usually get some sort.
You get paid in friendship.
Yes, you get paid in friendship. They give you friendship. You do right. You're not a salaried employee, but we understand that there's a couple people working on the game.
All right. So then here's the alternative. They suck. Is that better?
Yes.
No, it's definitely not blaming the playtesters, but because again, I think honestly, if this was seen like this is pretty, it seems like it's obvious. This one, right? I mean, if they gave that feedback and they didn't do anything, like I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
it
he
seems
set
pretty
me up
obvious.
He did
to be a little aggressive.
He wasn't.
He really
nice.
did.
He wasn't nice about it either.
No,
you got to be.
I think what happens is you get good players in playtest groups that look at it, and I think it's because again maybe it has to do with compensation. I don't know what payment is, or I've been playtester for other games, but I'm not for Star Wars Destiny. But like you get good players involved. Let's say competitive players involved in this, but the majority of a competitive player's time, if you have a good event circuit, is going to be geared toward the current meta, not necessarily grinding out broken combos for the future, even though that is technically what they volunteered to try to do, is identify what combinations are degenerate.
Right.
And I think that this seems like a very obvious degenerate combo on the surface, but it was missed. And I think that's just, it's either maybe you don't have the right people in the groups, or maybe you don't have the right level of investment by those people in the groups. Right. And I don't know how you get that.
I think they have to call the group. I really do, because if there's, you could bring in 15 people right now. I could hand pick them that I at least when it gets missed. If you have a group of people, let's say they have 50 people that's playtesting, and let's say out of those 50 people, there's 7 of them who are active. If your local isn't active anymore, and it happened in the game that I tested, you got to cycle them out. You got to cycle them out and get new people in, because you can't expect. If there's 7 to 10 active people in a playtest, which I have no knowledge of it, and I'm not a playtester for this game. If it's a small group, yeah, of course they're going to miss that stuff. And I agree with you, Tommy. They're focused on other stuff, and they're going to do the best they can with that group. But if you have 50 people, you at least hope that half of them were going to be able to really give it a run for its money.
Yeah, and it's tough. You don't have an established meta. You might your headspace might be encountering a current meta that exists that you've been in for 3 months, and it's like, skewing your view. It's very hard to just dive into a like this many new cards and instantly identify degenerate combos. It takes a pretty large amount of effort to do that. You have to put things on the table sometimes. Again, this one doesn't seem like one that you would really have to put on the table.
I mean, it was as soon as it was spoiled, people said this is the worst idea ever.
Yeah. I agree. I don't, this is the oddball, but like there are other ones where it's like, okay, I get it. Like that kind of cropped up later and became an issue or whatever, but this has been pretty well highlighted.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a point. I was talking to Josh about this, and he was like, no, I agree with what you're saying. There's certain things when it comes to like design space where the players of the game, once they see the cards and they get them in their hand, they start theory crafting, and then like organically they come up with this like, oh wow, this is broken, that's awesome. But it's more like okay, FFG, like I get it, there's no way you saw that. And the example I'm using is Old DACA and Vow of Vengeance. That's just a really strong mechanic that competitive players will put together, and it's like, okay, it's not overly oppressive, but it's very strong. And even if they said like, oh wow, we really don't like that combination, it seems a little overpowered, that's something I can get. But when you print cards that are just on the face of them, like I can read this text and say to myself, okay, execute Order 66, that's a fine card. That's fine. It is what it is. But now when you introduce, and also in design, we're going to introduce Order 66. And then you think to yourself, wait, hold on. Like, are we good with that? Are we cool with that? And now as we look down like the pipeline, the questions need to be asked. Like, okay, is this combination alone too strong? Before you even get to like, okay, we did have Rebel Trader out there. He's still, in rotation. Is this going to be a problem? I don't even expect them to get that far. I just expect them to look at something face value and say, is this too strong?
Yeah.
And that's not asking a lot. Like a good playtesting group would look at the entire sphere of the meta, but like Tommy was saying, that does take time, sometimes months, before all the okay, this is the direction we're moving in. That we've worked out all the kinks. Let's manufacture these cards, and this is the final say. But just looking at a card and saying come on, is this the direction we want to move in? Okay, if that's the direction, then here we are. And this is my problem with, they make these cards and then they don't like to ban things, because banning to me is okay guys, sorry, we messed up. We don't want this in the meta. We don't want you to even have to deal with this. But instead they take the errata route where it's yes, not good for new players, because it's oh, I pulled an Order 66. This card's amazing. All I want is my execute Order 66, right. And it's oh, that card doesn't do that.
Yeah. So the question is, in a game that's established, we keep going back to Magic. When a Magic set comes out, I'd love to know the statistics on Magic, who has tons of people that test that game, tons of them, hundreds of employees that get paid, a wage and get benefits to test, months and months in advance, and they have problems. They have problems too. So I think, I'm kind of going,
every card game's going to have problems, but I always look back to Dragon Ball Super too. It's a very new card game by
card game.
It's a great.
It's a board game.
Card game.
Oh, card game. All right, I haven't heard of it.
It's a great card game, but when they do have a problem, they'll let it ride for a couple months, and then they'll be nope, ban.
Right.
And they'll ban something, or they'll limit that. But if you look at it, has more cards. I did the math. It has more cards than Star Wars Destiny, and it's about has the same shelf life. They came out around the same time.
Right.
The game is, I don't want to say it's more complicated than Star Wars Destiny, because it's a dice game. So I don't want to say that, but I will say that if something is a problem, they say, okay, how can we fix this? Do we limit it or do we ban it? They rarely errata things, because that's confusing to players.
Right.
And then they say, okay, you know what? This card is too strong. Instead of a full play set, you can only have one of this card in there. Yeah. And it still allows the player to play the card, the copies they have.
I've said that, Ray, from day one, that I think they need to make cards unique is an interesting concept, and I think they should take it to the next step, which is you can only have one in your deck. And I think if you do that, it actually brings a little bit more variety in the deck, because we all know that if you're going to play Blue Villain, this is the suite of cards you're pretty much going to play. And when you have 30 cards in a deck, if you can restrict them to one in a deck, things change a little bit. I don't know. I don't think that's half bad.
I don't know. I'm very critical when it comes to design, because I know Magic has a bigger group that's working on things.
It's not even fair to compare it.
It's not. No, they're the two different realms. I get it. But there are other card games that are up and coming that are very balanced. And it's because they have a design theory. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. I made a comparison, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little long-winded on this. I made a comparison of cutting men's hair, because I used to do that for a little while. And
I thought you cut my hair. You'd like to
okay,
cut
listen to this. You're going to love this. Cutting men's hair and the designing of CCGs. Wow. There is a phrase. Yeah. I'm going to put these two together.
Here we go.
There's a phrase when you cut a guy's hair, if he's trying to do a fade, and Josh might understand this. It's called running the fade. And basically what you're doing is, if you don't establish a guideline, then you will take that fade that somebody wanted and you'll run it all the way to the top of their head, and you'll never truly fade their hair. You'll just keep going up, 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 to the point where you're like, oh no, I messed up. And now you have to basically give them a crew cut. I feel like Destiny does that with a lot of the cards that they design, where they try to hey guys, this is super spicy, this is super cool. Let me keep ticking the power level, or let's push the envelope a little bit further. And they always push it a little too far, and they're like, oh crap, now we have to backtrack. Oh god, this is bad. And now they're okay, now day one set releases, let's see what needs to be fixed. And it's kind of embarrassing to me.
There you go. That went in a direction I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, I did it for you. I brought it all together.
Wow. Zach has a hair plan.
Nope.
That's true. Yes, you do.
Wrong podcast.
You do have. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Well, thank you for everybody. That's Ray's take, and we hope that you enjoyed that. And if you want to play Naruto Boruto, he is the webmaster of the Facebook group. And that game
Anytime I talk over 2 minutes, I have to know that an insult is coming next.
There's no insult. Here it
is.
There is one person in the entire world, maybe the universe, that compared cutting hair to the Star Wars Destiny card game.
Who was it?
His name was Ray Thunder. Oh, I got them all. You get one more.
I just want to ding. I think we're small and ding.
You got it. Oh yeah, no, you'll ding it. Hair cutting, ladies and gentlemen. The card people are most excited for, well, except Ray, that was C-3PO, by the way. People are more and Desperate Measures is the next card. Han Solo's Blaster. I was excited to pull that too. Zach, do you have 2 of those yet?
I have pulled 0.
Really? You have 0? We might be able to work a trade tonight because I bought 2 on eBay. And Admiral, I love the Admiral take over there.
I have 2 Admirals.
Tommy, he's not a new father anymore, but he's still a relatively young father, and he's got another one on the way.
Renewed father.
If Ray keeps up with these takes, he may have the wife may go into labor now.
Ooh.
It's possible.
Oh boy.
Tommy, any other spice going on over there at Golden Dice? What's going on? You've been streaming stuff. I've seen you play online. When's your next competitive event? Are you out of it because of the baby now? The next one?
Yeah, I'm not. I won't be going to anything in the super near future. I imagine PAX would be the next thing I can do.
There you go.
PAX Unplugged in Philly.
Yes.
But I am going to be working hard to try and get our guys ready for like Gen Con and Nova. So I've been in the think tank for a while, trying to come up with something.
Is there something that we haven't, and I'm not asking you to divulge your secrets, but is there something that we haven't seen that you think, is it something with Younglings? I feel like it's going to be a Younglings, maybe a DACA. There's going to be something here. Are you trying all those kind of combos?
I think the question should be, is there just something that the mass of community is missing? Do you think there's something that someone's missing?
I'm sure there's something that somebody's
Chip's
missing.
like, don't tell us, but is it Younglings,
Yeah.
C-3PO, Yoda, Admiral, Desperate Measure, any of these?
Well, one thing that I get...
What is the full 30?
I get ridiculed by my teammates for just saying what... and I think that that's part of the reason why, Chip, you said, I said Shadowcaster was good. I said whatever else was going to be good because I just speak my mind. I'm not trying to hide anything, but I know that me personally, I'm focusing on yellow and red villain right now. I mean, I'd love to get blue in there.
I love that combo
for the full removal package of rainbow, but right now, yellow and red villain are my must-haves. I feel like they got the best packages overall with the embargo. Just embargo, yeah, man. I'll tell you the package. Packaging.
I think it's so funny. Tommy's like, I get yelled at by my teammates.
I do.
Because Tommy doesn't go to any events. So he's like, I'm going to give out all the secrets. Have fun, guys.
Right. Yeah. Yep. And everybody's winning with Snoke, freaking, what's his face? Tarkin.
Well, you said Snoke Tarkin. I said Snoke Tarkin I went on APG's podcast and I talked about Snoke Tarkin, and Scott was like, he came over and we were playtesting and we had some really great results with it. And he was like, you were talking about this on the podcast? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you need to be quiet about this so that Jack can take this to a regional. I'm like, I apologize. I didn't know it was that good.
I'm going to interrupt Tommy because he might not remember this, but Tommy got me really into Tarkin's Seventh Sister. And I was loving it. I was spitballing lists to Tommy. Listen to this because you're going to deny this one. Mm-hmm. As soon as Snoke came out, I put on the Golden Dice podcast. I said, "This is Tarkin's partner is going to be Snoke," and I got nothing from nobody. And now, 6 months later,
are you just trying to step on Tommy now? Are you trying to say that you came up with Snoke Tarkin? Is that what's happening here?
I'm not going to say I came up with it. I'm just
Arrowbrook Gaming's own Ray Julia. Arrowbrook Gaming's Ray Julia is trying to say on this podcast that Tommy's deck came from Ray. Is that what's happening here?
It's subconscious,
I remember you saying that, Ray, and my reasoning for not acknowledging that was it was one meta before the Snoke Tarkin list.
You know what we call that here on the show? We call it progressive thinking.
That's fair. You saw the future. I was focused on Snoke after droid at that point.
Yeah. Cody would say the question we should be asking is which meta is it going to come back in? That's the right question because it's back.
I'm surprised he doesn't hate you.
Why would he hate me? I sold his Manton's Destiny Emporium for any card you need. That's your guy. That's your guy. And he's not going to charge you Ray shipping either. Which, by the way, we're learning the cards aren't getting to the places. There's a problem. Ray's Destiny Emporium, something's going on.
Come on,
there.
don't blast me. It's been a rough time.
I know. We'll help you.
Shipping up in the north.
I just got a card last week. I ordered in May.
Did you?
Not from Ray, but
okay.
Yeah, he goes. This is what Josh says to me. I ordered a card in May. It just showed up. Maybe this is the problem you're having.
All right.
And I was like, what? Trusting the postal service?
Shipping through Canada? That might be
that's it.
Which is great.
No, it came from New Jersey.
I figured it out, Ray.
Oh my God! Hey, is there anybody? There's probably everybody's in bed at this point. Is there anyone in there that wants to say anything?
Oh, about what? There's a couple people in the prep room.
Kylo Strawberry. He's been here for a while.
Who is it?
Kylo Strawberry.
Let's get him in here. Kylo Strawberry. Tommy, you got just couple more minutes?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm good.
Tommy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry about Ray. Is this Kylo Strawberry?
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Just hanging out. I just got done sorting my gigantic amount of unsorted Dyson cards. So, yeah.
Awesome. You got a lot of Spark of Hope stuff? Did you buy a lot of new product?
Yeah, so I actually got a Saga set. And our local community also had a box sealed.
Nice.
So we basically all just open up one box, and then you build a deck with the box and the draft set. And I got a really crappy box. And I got Thrawn in there. I got Siege Cannon. But I ended up playing with Yoda, one die Yoda, one die Han, and Claudite. It was fun. I got second or third, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Give him a ding.
Yeah, you're going to get that for sure. How many people were in your sealed box?
It was, I think, 8 or 9.
That's not bad. So. Yeah, that's good. Where's your local? Give a plug to your place you play.
So we are in Wichita, Kansas. We play at Hero Complex and games. We've been playing ever since the game came out over there, and it's been a ton of fun. There's a lot of great guys. So if you're in the Midwest or you're in Kansas, stop by on a Wednesday night or a Saturday afternoon.
Did you get your Saga set yet?
I haven't yet, but
I was hoping you did.
Secure...
I was so hoping that you did. I was going to rub it in a little bit to Josh, but that's all right.
But I did secure. I have already secured 6 Execute Order 66s and 2 of each of the droids already, so don't have to worry about that.
So put 24 random cards in your deck and just go.
Yeah, you'd be good to go. What do you think out of the all the cards that excite you the most? Well, I mean, you bought 14 66s there. What's the card that you think is the most exciting for you?
The most exciting?
Yeah, you're most excited to play.
Like the best or the one I'm most excited to play with?
Give me both. One of each. The best card you feel the strongest card and the one you want to actually play.
There's only one correct answer. No pressure.
The best card is C-3PO. No doubt. And I was kind of thinking about it. It's essentially with R2-D2, it is a better version of Maz, like the first Maz. Being able to resolve 2 of your dice plus 1 is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's solid.
Right after you activate. If you have the Faithful Companions. But in terms of excited, I played with the Yoda in the sealed. Yoda is really fun to play with. Like just loading up the 6 shields on Yoda, like them, especially in draft format. It's impossible to eat through the shields.
Interesting.
It's impossible to eat through the shields in draft format. He's a really strong character in draft.
Tommy, you might have to play draft unplugged. You know what I mean? You could be the unplugged draft champion.
So let me ask you, Kylo Strawberry, you playing against a lot of Mill in the box seal event?
Well, Mill was more that nobody could do enough damage, and then so you just run out of cards. But every single round went to time because no one was able to do enough damage. There just aren't a ton of cards that, if you play with 1 die, that can deal a ton of damage. So every round went to time, which is kind of hilarious, honestly.
Unless you had Pulse Cannon. Pulse Cannon wins.
Someone threw down a Super Siege Cannon, which was pretty gross, but yeah, every round went to time.
So the Super Siege, is that the one where if you get the power action, you can put 1 resource on it and then up to 4 more resources to increase the value of its die?
Yeah.
And the resources stay, correct?
Yeah. And what happened was I was actually playing against my brother, and it was the time had been called basically, and he needed to figure out a way to pump, like, because I had a bunch of shields on Yoda, he needed to pump 7 damage into me.
Yeah.
And he had like four or five dice out with the Super Siege Cannon, and I had a Jedi Mind Trick in my hand, because you put all that ridiculous mitigation that you'd never use outside of draft, and I had a Jedi Mind Trick in my hand, and after he did the power action, I just played Jedi Mind Trick and forced him to remove the Super Siege, and that was the game.
There's a card that's sold out, by the way, Jedi Mind Trick. Everybody's buying those up too.
Wow.
I don't know. What do you think, Ray? Did you buy any of those at your big sale?
I did not. I found in playtesting, it's a good card. I found in playtesting, I want to treat it like regular Mind Trick,
right?
But it's not. And then I don't know. I decide like, I'm not going to play it this round. So I don't know. It hasn't been that great for me.
Awesome. All right, Kylo Strawberry. If you're in Kansas, Wichita, you said.
Yes, Wichita.
All right, there you go. You got to look up Kylo Strawberry. Thank you for being on a Spark of Hope episode. Sorry,
for sure.
Sorry that Ray was cranky tonight, but he's got some good takes.
Oh yeah, he does occasionally.
All right, thanks. What else do we got there, Josh? What do you think?
Board Game Lawyer.
Board Game Lawyer's here. What's up? Here he comes. Oh,
sir, please turn off your radio.
There it is. He loves doing that, Josh.
Yes.
Ray gets Ray.
Got him. Can you hear me?
Every time. Board Game Lawyer, what's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We are good.
Is this the barber shop? This
Yeah.
is the barber shop now.
Yes.
Yeah,
give him one. There it is.
All right, great. Thank you.
Tell me all about your Spark of Hope experience, dude. How many are you in for?
So far, I have opened up one box, and I'm really enjoying the legendaries I got. I think I'll play with all of them. I got Maul, R2-D2, Yoda's lightsaber, Han Solo's blaster, Pulse Cannon, and Neiman Mastery.
I would
think
do
all
that
those
box.
Are cards that I'll put. Yeah.
Yep. Every
really
time.
like those a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and side with Banana Crapshoot and go against Thunder on the Maul card. Yeah, because I think that Maul card is going to be something else.
Do I have the ability to drop them? Can I drop people?
I think
I'm kidding.
Once Vader rotates out, I mean, he's going to be the next big bad, right? I mean, does he slot right into that?
They're the same.
Huh? What do you mean they're the same?
No, they're not the same meta. You're right.
No,
they're different.
Yeah.
He'll be around, and Vader goes away. In 2 sets, he goes away.
Oh, and what about Maul in Trilogy?
Ooh.
He's got 4 damage sides, base sides. There's
I like that better.
No pay sides, and the ability to do damage to multiple characters. I mean, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty good.
We didn't talk
I
about
think,
Maul and
I
Jango
think
are the
in
ones that-
Trilogy, he doesn't have the upgrade support he needs for the damage to get his power
You know who
action.
would? You know who really would have the support upgrade and the damage? Yoda.
Yeah.
In Trilogy.
What do you think of Yoda, Board Game Lawyer?
Yeah, I think Yoda is probably going to be my favorite rare. We were talking about rares earlier. I think my least favorite is going to be the Sacred Jedi Text. Have you seen that card? It's a rare.
I didn't even know what that. Let me see. I've got one over here.
Yeah.
Sacred
Jedi Text.
All right, now he said that, but I've looked at that card way too long.
What, you want to
Like,
make
I
that
was-
good?
Yeah, because if you have a bunch of younglings, you could just like trickle it down the chain. But then the problem you have is like you might not be able to resolve that die.
Yeah, there's 2 +1s on it, special and a focus. So it's what's the point? I don't know.
Upgrade equipment. This is a 1-cost hero, by the way. It's after you resolve this die, you may move this upgrade to one of your apprentice or Jedi characters. The special is draw a card. 1 focus, 1 modified resource, 1 modified resource special, and 2 blanks. There it is.
Would this be terrible on a youngling that has no die to pair with the resource?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be really bad, but it's free if you play it on a youngling. So you can play it for free. If you roll in your dice characters, then like I'm looking at this as like a Ayla youngling, maybe another Jedi out there, and some other stuff like whatever you want to do. You play it, and then you roll in your characters, and then if you could resolve this, you just keep moving it down the line. And drawing a card is always good. So if you could hit that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the things are a little hard to pair. I will give you that.
This is one of the cards that I feel like when we talked to Bobby Sapphire about like Blue Hero and stuff, that he's going to run 2 of these and be like, oh yeah, it's fantastic. This is what you do. And then I could be like you, Ray, and stare at this card and be like, what am I missing? Why is this card good? And then somebody else will figure it out.
I think it's fine. I just need a play test with it to see how easy it is to actually resolve that stuff. Because like turn 1, turn 2, maybe I'm trying to take some resources. So I think if I have enough dice characters, I can pair that up pretty easily. But it just seems really good on a youngling because you play that for free. And then any value you get out of that from there is just a plus. And whether that be drawing a card, whether the focus is really strong on that. And then if you're like, wow, this is not doing what I want it to do, then you just overwrite and you go into a 2 cost. And you still have 2 resources. You can actually go into a 3 cost.
There it is. Well, you solved it. So I'll give you 3 of mine. You can play with them. Enjoy it.
Awesome.
Hey, Board Game Lawyer, thanks for hanging around this late. Oh, go ahead. You were going to say something. Go. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was going to say I think that this set is actually going to be known for the diceless cards. I think all the cards, the Order 66 and the different cards that don't have dice are going to be the ones that are going to make the real difference.
I agree with you. Hoth Trooper. Those things are going for like $8 a piece. Did you know that? $8.
Real money's on the Ewok.
Sold out everywhere.
Yep. So. Awesome. But did you pull any of those, Zach, in your boxes?
Hoth Trooper? 1 or 2. I think I'm sitting at like 5 now.
Are you?
Yep.
That's good. But you opened 5 boxes, right?
Yeah, I did.
You just didn't want to go for a case.
Not after last time.
Okay. 5's your number.
5's the
So do Hoth Troopers just come in like slotted in where like the commons?
Uncommon. It's an uncommon.
Oh, okay.
Hoth Troopers are uncommon.
Yep. The Ewoks are common. The Night Sister zombies are common. Younglings and
uncommon
is an uncommon. And they're hard right now. They're hard to get, which is good.
And Hoth Troopers aren't dependent on anybody else.
Yeah, yep. I want to see the Snow Troopers. That's what I'm missing. I love the Empire.
Maybe they do it next set.
Yeah, they could. All right, hey, Board Game Lawyer, thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me in.
Yeah, you bet.
Appreciate it.
He brought up a good point, which was, what do you think the spark of hope, as we wind down here, by the way, I know Tommy's got to go to bed. What do you think the spark of hope meta will be known for? Here's some of the things people said. So, well, you heard Board Game Lawyer. He said diceless cards. Support hate, droids, rise of the droids. The meta that Thunder will break through and finally win a tournament. Look at that.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I did not write that.
Now he's at ABG. There you go.
I did not write that.
Killing mod-based decks. Luxor, droids, Hero Strike Back. The spark that lights the fire, that reignites Blue Hero. Look at somebody.
I like that one.
Yeah. Did you write it?
No, but we should commission that guy to write articles for us.
Yep.
Or gal.
Look at this one. Ewokopolis. I can't even say Ewokopolis. Taking over Standard and Trilogies.
Jack sent that for sure.
Definitely. That was so
funny.
Shit, another Ewok.
Yep. There it is. Yep, Deb. Let's see. Supports on the run, 2 wide. R2, C3PO deck, speed, making bounties relevant. What do you think about Zach? You tried bounties big time. I think now's your chance.
I still hold out hope. I don't know. I think that there's something to. It's playful. I don't think it's more competitive. That's the thing.
When you sit down,
it's definitely better.
It's better.
I think you're onto something, right? Dead or Alive is the first bounty that you can play that actually does something, like immediately for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the value of a resource turn 1, it can never go understated.
It's true. It's true. Hey, Tommy, do you want Ray on your podcast over there? That'd be good.
Yeah, he's welcome. I mean, I get the same, grief from everybody. So this is nothing. You should hear me and Shane talk.
Not from us. Hey, there's a red bounty. Did you notice that?
Why is Shane crying?
It's
because he just got dunked on.
What happened?
He just got dunked on. Yeah,
he just got dunked. See, I get it. I was here for that joke.
Oh, I missed it.
It was a great.
Do I have to be in Discord?
Shane got dunked on.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty good.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good too. Good job, Benito.
There's a red bounty.
Ding.
Does he need one?
Yep.
Okay, there you
go. There it is.
What else here? Someone wrote, I don't have an opinion about this. That was very good.
That was very.
People think 2 wides are coming back. Return of 2 wides. Thematic pairs. Shaking up the support meta. Returning middle decks to prominence. That's from the Dice of Failure. By the way, a little plug.
I like that.
Broken droids. No real powerhouse cards after the droids get nerfed. Return of aggro. Upgrade decks to the meta. 3PO and R2, the set where the roll-off decides if you get money.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I like that one. While I think the new droid characters may force some sort of errata, droid mods are a cool idea. Also, there seems to be a tool, I can't remember the card, which allows titles to work which is cool. You know it. It's called Admiral, right? Or Bail Organa.
That's the one.
Resistance Leader? Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, there you go.
I was sleeping.
Finalizing villain's dominance. Hero has a lot of catching up to do. Fun story. This is a true story as we wind down here. So Zach and I used to do a podcast 100 years ago, and it might have been 2 a.m. where we finally got things set up, and we needed to get a podcast done by the next day because of a contract.
Did we moved into the you and Zach reminiscing?
I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
I didn't mean to.
I went into another room with a headset on and fell asleep. And Zach did the rest of the podcast and didn't realize an hour in that I was sleeping until I was snoring on my bed. So
I need to know the name of this podcast because I want to listen.
Google it. It's called Making Dad with Chip and Zach.
Making what? Dad?
It's called Making Dad. It was a comedy podcast about fatherhood and parenting.
Yes, it was.
Oh my gosh, I'm all over that.
They hung out.
Yeah.
Shit. They hung out in Chief Chirpa's hut.
Tommy, it's right up your alley. It's right up your alley, buddy.
Oh.
We did a belly casting. You know what a belly casting is, Tommy?
Yeah, that's the first thing he told me. They belly casted Zach's stomach.
Yeah, we belly casted.
Did
you do a belly casting for your wife as a gift?
Oh my God, you got to do it. Make it into a table.
I'm sure I have. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but I'm sure.
No.
Here's what you do, Tommy.
It is not that. Listen, Zach's
you
got
got
it
to
for you.
cast her belly, and then that's your dice rolling tray for whenever people come over. Oh my God, you could be rolling your dice into the inside of her abdomen.
Tommy has no idea. Tommy, it's when you grab like paper. Okay, you take everything off
and take all your clothes
put
off.
Like paper mache on your wife's belly.
It's plaster of Paris. It's plaster of Paris
from the country of Paris.
He goes, I might have done it. I don't know.
We're podcasting, so I'm like, cast is not. I'm not thinking like a paper mache cast. It becomes a plaster cast.
Yes,
you have to get it wet.
Casually says, I might have done it. I don't know.
Sure. I mean,
you pull it off.
Try anything twice.
And then you have this thing. You could either put fruit in it, or there's lots of great ideas.
Oh my gosh, should be a cornucopia of dice and cards at your local gaming store
in the shape of your wife's abdomen. Yep, it's great.
Well, placenta,
That's
uterus.
It's more the uterus.
I'm rusty.
Yep,
it'll be worth the stab wounds that I get when I try to do that.
Right.
Oh, yes.
So there you go. This is it. With Spark of Hope, we did it. Awesome stuff. Any last words, anyone? Anyone have anything to say?
I did like this one guy's comment.
Go ahead.
Or gal. It says predetermined pairings of characters. The droids, Raylo, Forlom and Zuckuss, etc. Lots of please play these together pairings. Thought that was a good statement.
Yeah.
It's good for an entry point.
But it is. Really good.
I was looking at the box after I opened just the first box that I thought was fantastic. And I'm looking, you see these iconic characters across the table.
Yes.
It gives a really wide open experience. I mean, I think, Mill, whatever. You're not going to play Mill. And if you play Mill in casual, then go play another game. But you've got chances to play some very iconic characters together.
Rebel Trader.
Order
remember 66.
Yeah, remember that? I didn't even know what that was until like a week ago.
That was iconic.
And where is Rebel Trader from?
The one that betrayed the rebellion.
Oh,
his name was Carl.
Oh, Carl. Carl did it.
Yeah, the Empire had his family hostage, and so then he lured Obi-Wan into doing something really erratic, and that's how Satine got killed.
Right.
From that show you watched.
That's true. Right.
Yep. I make my own lore.
Yep, that's canon now.
I make my own lore.
Yeah,
I just throw cards on the table and make a story.
That's what I do. That's how that's the secret to my success. So 6-year-old kids that I play against are totally enamored with the stories that I weave with Plo Koon and all the weird non-unique characters.
Plo Koon.
Yep. It's good.
Plo Koon's good.
In my bounty hunter deck, Dengar's married, and he's doing it all for his wife. So Donna Dengar.
And he named what's the Imperial ones from Phasma's deck? One of the ones?
Oh, I named all the troopers. They all have names.
Yep. What's she? Jane and Joe?
I don't remember. I wrote it down on my Post-it notes.
All right, that's good. But you can't take notes during the match.
Being in Zach's presence is truly an experience because you never know if he's being serious or this is how mental this grown man is.
You should
watch in my assessment. That's what it is.
You should watch me when I'm teaching in my classroom because it's pretty much the same.
It's love, is what it is.
It is.
Hey Tommy, we appreciate you giving us these 2 hours that you're never going to get back.
Dude, I had a blast. I
All right.
loved every second.
Well, it means a lot. We do think the world, no matter what Ray says, we think the world of you. Thank you. I'm glad we were going to have another special guest on, but there's no, when you're in the room, you're the most special out of anyone.
Well, my wife tells me I'm special all the time.
That's right.
I will let her know that you reinforce that.
Well, good luck too. We hope if you have the baby today or tomorrow, whenever it happens, that everything's healthy and happy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Can I ask for one more thing?
Whatever you want. Somebody's Discord's blowing up too, by the way.
That might be yours.
It's not mine.
Oh.
It's probably Ray.
No, it's Josh. Josh runs his own other Discord, his Banana Crapshoot Twitch. I play video games Discord.
Oh, right. He's playing some, what's the name of it? Anthem.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Tommy. Anything you want. Whatever Zach can give you.
I want Josh to boot me. I want that to be my favorite.
Well, start talking, and then Josh will tell me more about your hot car that we haven't thought about.
I went to Endor, the Forest Moon event.
There it is.
Gone.
And there goes Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy from the Golden Dice. Oh my gosh.
I posted a question for the show. Oh, he's back.
It was in Chief Chiripa's hut.
Oh, right.
And things got weird quick.
Perfect.
Well, you got to have the special cost of resource, and then you got to pay more to keep it. So.
Right. You
a resource
believe
is
what
more
they look
valuable.
like below the belt.
Hey, you know what they say in Love and Marriage? It's cheaper to keep her. You know what I'm saying, Zach? Am I right?
You got it, Chief Chalupa.
Right, thank you. All right, Chief Chalupa, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're playing your Schmimtars, you know where to get them. Ray and Manson's Destiny House. You go over there and you order them up.
Down at the Taco Bell hut.
Yep, that's right. Perfect.
Taco Bell.
And if you want to play Anthem, Banana's your guy. Anything you need to know about Anthem, go hook him up.
I made a channel for questions from the audience, and we didn't answer not one of them.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, there were a lot of questions there. You guys didn't even get to
There
it.
were?
Yes.
None of them.
No one told me
there were
that
like 45 questions.
Ready?
Because you started
I'm
looking.
going to spitfire them. If I don't like your answer, I'm moving to the very next one.
Okay.
Ready?
Jesus, Christmas.
All right,
How
here
about a
we go.
heads up?
Rapid fire.
Okay, go.
All right. Deck Dog says, thoughts on decks to make the new Han with? Go.
Han Shui.
Okay, moving on. Kylo Strawberry, we had him in. He said, what is the optimal Order 66 deck?
Anything with Rebel Trader.
Okay. Dan Solo says, what are the chances that Raylo will be the new R2-P2 of the set?
Zach, what do you think? That's yours.
I don't win anything.
Okay.
All right,
perfect.
moving on.
Next.
I want to try.
Well, I want to say so. I think it's ridiculous because it doesn't have red. So
Fair.
It's tough.
Okay. I really like this guy. Spartacus N7 says, I want to try the new Kylo with starter Ray. Use Kylo's special, move the shield to Ray, then ping damage when you activate Ray again. Okay, that's not a question.
But it's something
a nice
to do.
statement.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Nathan wants to know, have you sold any shoes yet? That's a callback to your previous
back in the
co-hosts.
day. I did. He's still around, by the way. I'm not sure what he's playing, but everyone, when the Patreon kicks in, you get over to the Double Wings Discord. And I'm trying to figure out how to get it over the friggin'
First of the month. Where are we? Double Blanks.
I'm trying to get it over. I don't know how to do it.
25 people just joined today. That's great. Oh.
And they're all gone
And
until
they
the
all
first
leave.
of next month.
Right.
It's actually my favorite joke on the first of the month. So
I'm trying to get it
My
over.
favorite joke on the first.
ABG was a bonus. I was supposed to get it, but
I know
Ray didn't hook us
the
up.
real joke is on you because you thought you were getting into that Discord.
Ray didn't hook us up. This is all it is. This is all it is.
Yeah.
Chip can do some amazing things on the computer.
Yes, he can.
It's his career.
Yeah.
The only thing he cannot figure out is how to get an invite
fucking
to
Discord is what it is.
It's the only thing.
No, you threw the.
If I have to hear him ask either myself, Josh, or the community, how do I make an invite last more than 24 hours?
I can't do
if I have
Twitch.
to hear that one more time.
And we're twitching right now, by the way, just so you know. This is on Twitch. Keep going. What else? Questions?
Okay, last one. Z3 Sniper AU says, does anyone think Maul is worthy?
Yes.
And that's it. That's
Yes.
all the questions we have for the day. No more love for Maul. That's it. That's all.
Tech Dog has one. He said, why hasn't my dad come back from the drugstore after 13 years? It was probably your fault.
Why hasn't what come back after 13 years?
Why hasn't my dad come back from the
Oh, my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. He's probably an Ewok.
probably got lost in Chief Chirpa's hut and
Yeah.
he's making Ewoks.
That's it.
Oh, that's too funny.
That is some serious sex slavery going on in there. It's awful.
That's terrible.
All right. Well, for Tommy from the Golden Dice, you by the way, if you want to watch their stuff, just go over to type Golden Dice Podcast. You'll see all their stuff. Great stuff. For Banana Crapshoot, if you want to see him, go over to Twitch and type in Anthem, and he's the number one streamer on there. He's always on 24/7. You got Ray. Ray, if you want to know anything about a game that absolutely no one is playing, it's Naruto Boruto. The card game just came out. Although I did hear they're going to be doing Godzilla, which looks actually interesting.
Yeah.
Be cool. And then also, if you want to see someone who stole the game right from underneath me, which was Destiny, it's Zach. He's here. And you can listen to all his old stuff. You search for Gaming Noise or Making Dad, and you'll see a video of him and what he looks like.
There
Doing
you
a
go.
nose Frida.
Yep.
Do you know what a nose Frida is, everybody?
Oh, my God. They don't want to know.
A nose Frida is from Sweden, and it's an instrument that comes with a little filter and a tube. And you take the one end of the tube and put it in your child's nose if they have a stuffy nose. You take the other end of the tube and you put it in your mouth. And then you suck air and pull the snot out of their nose.
We did that on live TV.
Yeah, we did.
13 Wham News.
It's called a nose Frida.
Yep.
Can I just ask you guys, where are you guys now?
You heard it, right? You heard it.
Yep.
For Ray and everybody else.
It's things like that make you question.
What the hell are we
where
doing?
Did we end up?
46 and doing a podcast with you. That's where it all in my basement with Zach sitting here.
With the select soundproofing that was installed by.
Hey, if you're going to re-roll your dice,
Dr.
ladies and
Dre
gentlemen,
himself.
we hope that all of your re-rolls are special ones. We'll see you in 2 weeks on Monday night. Back to our normal schedule. Thanks for listening, everybody. There you go. Nice
to our
job,
normal
everybody.
schedule.
This is great.
You were right on time.
Stop streaming. I hit the button now.
Good job.
And I hit.
I am so happy we had Zach on tonight.
He's good.
Hey, Thunder and Banana, thank you guys so much for letting me come on. I appreciate it. So, you're a welcoming pair of
We didn't
dudes.
let you in our door.
That's true. I know. You guys
Just
were.
happened.
I just showed up. I had an extra box, and he said, you need to come open it.
I didn't even get to open my packs. I'm going to open mine now.
You were running a show.
All right. I'm going to hit save and put this up. Guys, you're the best. I don't
Thank
care
you for
what
having me. I will see you guys.
Tommy, thank you.
Bye,
Thanks,
Tommy.
Tom.
It's my pleasure.